big haul today to share, a lot of merch, as well as manga that I've gotten over the past month or so. And usually I start with all of my merch and then go through my manga, but today I'm going to do it backwards because I have a ton of pins I'm going to go through. I'm going to save those for the end of the video. So I'll start with all of my manga and then go through all these. And as usual, I'll have timestamps below, so if you want to skip forward or jump back, you're welcome to do so. So starting out, I have this Josei series, Something's Wrong with Us, volume 18. This is the second of 3 of the side story volumes, so 1 left to go, volume 19, and then the series will officially be complete. So it's already been a few weeks now since I got this, and I haven't read it yet. I haven't read volume 17 either because I decided to wait until I got volume 19, and then I would read straight through all the rest of them. But this is a drama romance series that follows these 2 wagashi makers. I absolutely love the art style in this series. They're always wearing traditional clothing, but I really love the main story of this series, so I'm really excited to get into these side story volumes. And it is noteworthy that the entire series up to volume 16, the covers were red and the spines were red. And then with volume 17 being pink and then volume 18 being purple, or like a deep pink maybe, did make it really noticeable on the shelf that it was all aligned and all the volumes were matching. And then this volume and the previous volume are a light and dark pink. And then the final volume, I believe, is going to be either blue or orange, based on the Japanese volume covers. Also, the text on the front, every volume, the text has been green, and then on this one is blue. So it's not a big deal. I just am bummed that on the final volumes, they did not choose to just keep them consistent. I am relieved, though, with the text on the spine and the alignment that the side story volumes have these little boxes on them with the title of the content going on in that volume. So the volume 17 had one with something different written on it. This one says Where the Butterfly Dwells. But I'm relieved that the top of the title still aligns with the other volumes, and then the number aligns with the other volumes too, with where it's placed. And I know that some people don't really care about stuff like that, but that's the kind of thing that really bugs me if things aren't aligned, and so I'm just glad that for the most part, the last couple ones should be more or less matching up with the main story volumes. The next volume is Love of Kill, volume 13, another Josei series, and one of my top favorite series. This is the finale, the final volume of the main story. Ringha. But I have already read this one. I read it as soon as I got it. I really liked how everything was wrapped up. I felt like volume 12 gave a lot of information and kind of explained things. So then this last volume was just kind of finishing, explaining the last things that had not been revealed, as well as tying up any loose ends. And even though this is the final volume 13, there is one more volume that releases at the end of February in Japan, and I'm so excited about it. I really hope that Yen Press is gonna print that for us in English, because it is gonna contain just chapters of side stories immediately following the events of this volume. So I'm planning to get that volume in Japanese, just in case Yen Press doesn't print it for us. I have read the first chapter of the side stories, and I'm so excited about it. Also, this is the last volume, so I won't share any spoilers, but I love this color page on the inside. It's so pretty. And I love the back cover because it has Ringha, but highly recommend this series, Love of Kill. It's a big, big favorite of mine. Really sad the series is finally ending with this final volume, and then the volume 14 being the final volume, and that one releasing end of February, so Love of Kill. Next are a few shoujo titles, so In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, volume 6. Excited to read this one. I've had this one now for a few weeks, and I've had a few series that I've been reading like the end of December and throughout January that I'm trying to read, so I have gotten behind on some of my new releases, as well as that I want to go back and read a little bit before reading the new volumes. I don't like to just read a new volume when I get it, because I like to have the previous content fresh in mind. So this is one that I'll get to soon. I do really like this series. It's a high school romance that follows these two. So happy there's a color page. But for anyone who is not familiar with this series, it follows this girl who is called a prince at her school because of her masculine features and mannerisms, who is going through her first relationship and her first time having a romance with this guy who is also called a prince in the school, but for different reasons. And the art style is just gorgeous. I really like this mangaka, Mika Yamamori. They're one of my favorite shoujo mangakas. In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. Another shoujo series, Rainbow Days, Volume 7. This one too, I am behind. I didn't read Volume 6. I haven't read Volume 7, even though I've had this one too for a little while now. So I'm looking forward to getting into these. I have read this series before, so I'm not in a huge rush to read the content, but I just get really happy with every release because this is a series that I do like quite a lot. It's set in high school. It follows a friend group of 4 boys who each have their own romantic interests throughout the story that they're pursuing. And this cover has 2 of the side characters that aren't part of that group of 4, but really like this one. I like the humor in it, and I really like the art style for this one as well. Rainbow Days. Next, another shoujo series, Yona of the Dawn, Volume 40. I did just finish a full reread of Yona of the Dawn in December, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was really happy to be able to read through the section in this volume straight through, because after I read Yona of the Dawn the first time and caught up to the latest content, from there I just read the chapters as they were released. So waiting like a month and a half between chapters, it felt like those scenes were taking forever. And so it was really exciting to be able to just read straight through them and have all of the content just back to back so that it would be fresh in my mind and I had a better grasp on the passage of time that is supposed to be happening. But the current developments in Volume 40 and then the developments to come, really action-packed, really gripping, also really angsty. And I'm really excited to see how everything is wrapped up, how everything is explained. I really love this series. If you don't know anything about it, it's a historical series that has a lot of adventure, action, some romance, some supernatural elements, but it's my favorite shoujo series. It's just so well written, really exciting, and I'm really excited for the next couple of volume covers because they're really pretty. This one as well, I love the color palette. But really love this series and definitely recommend it. The next series is Laughing Under the Clouds, Volumes 1 to 6. This is a series that I had actually never heard of until maybe November. A friend on Instagram had the main character from this series as her profile picture and was raving about it, how much she liked this story. So I put it on my December TBR and read these 6 volumes as well as the 3-volume sequel that continues right at the end of this main story content. And then another sequel that was just a one-shot, another one-shot prequel, and then a 14-volume prequel series to this content. And unfortunately, none of those sequels or prequels are printed in English. They don't have official translations. So I did read them in fan translations and really enjoyed them. I really hope that Tokyo Pop will give us a print release of those, especially the 3-volume sequel that continues right after this volume 6, because it literally just continues the story and follows the same characters for 3 more volumes, just kind of giving closure to some of the events at the end of this series and explaining a few more things that were touched on in these volumes, but just giving more information about them. So really love this series. I was surprised how much I liked it too, because I don't know, just that I had never heard of it before. I didn't really know what to expect. This is an action series that has supernatural elements. It's set in the Meiji era, so it is a historical series. But I absolutely love the art style and the character designs, the clothing. I really like the characters in it. They're all really interesting and have good development, good backstories. And this is one that really made me feel a lot of different emotions while I was reading. There are some sections that are really funny. The comedy is really good. There's a little bit of romance. The action is really gripping and really exciting. And there are some sections that are just really emotionally moving. There's a section in the series that just had me bawling, but really, really liked the story. And like I said, I like the characters, so definitely highly recommend this. I'm surprised, as I've been talking about this series to my friends and posting about it on Instagram, it seems like a lot of people hadn't heard of this series either, so really hoping it will get some attention. Laughing Under the Clouds. I know this series does have an anime, so I'm gonna get around to watching that. I'm super behind on all of the anime I'd like to watch from last year's releases, and now in 2024, the new series that are airing. So I really need to catch up on those, but I'm adding Laughing Under the Clouds to my list of anime that I'd like to watch as well. And next is this shonen series, Kaiju number 8 and volume 9. So it's been now maybe 2 months since I caught up on the Shonen Jump app into volume 11, I think. So I have read all of this content. I really like this series. I like the action in it, but I also just really like the entire cast. I found a lot of sections in the beginning really funny, and I wasn't sure if the developments in the story later on would continue to be gripping for me, but even into volume 11 that I've read digitally, I'm still really enjoying this series. So I'm just collecting all the volumes as they're releasing physically, even though I just continue to read on the Shonen Jump app. But that's just been as I've been reading the new content. So at some point, I'm going to go back to the beginning and start at volume 1 and do a read through in all my physical volumes. Next, I have Solo Leveling Volume 4. So this is one that I had gotten, I think in November or maybe early December, that had some damage on the cover, so I got a replacement for it, and I just got that one in recently. So I now have all the volumes of Solo Leveling so far. This is a series that I just binge read a few months ago and really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I really like this main character, Jinwoo. He starts out in the beginning very weak, and then not even at the end of the story, but like halfway through the story, he becomes really powerful and just kind of overpowered. But as the story goes, even when he becomes really strong and powerful, the story continues to be gripping for me. I found it really exciting, and I didn't feel like it was just the plot getting more and more epic to keep up with the overpowered main character. And the fact that as he becomes stronger, it's the result of his hard work, and it's not just he happens to all of a sudden be unbeatable. But really enjoyed my read of this, and it was a digital read, so this is another one that I haven't read for my physicals yet, even though I have through volume 7. And I think volume 8 is the next one, so I do already have that one pre-ordered. But I'm looking forward to reading this from the book. I'm not really sure. I'm really curious to see how it's going to be formatted compared to the digital version that had like some sections and some panels were just long strips that you would scroll and it would be the same panel. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to format some of those panels to be in print form. So looking forward to this one, as well as the anime just started airing. It's one that I want to watch, but I'm planning to wait till there are a few episodes, or maybe even wait till toward the end of the season so that I can just go and watch through all of it. Next is My Summer of You, Volume 3. I didn't realize that there was a Volume 3 until like the week before it released, so I was able to get it pre-ordered. But I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to reading it. I really like Volume 1. And I think I've read Volume 2 as well, but it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to doing a reread of the first 2 volumes and getting into this new content. Volume 1 starts with these boys in high school, and then in Volume 2, they're in university, and I'm not sure in this one if they're in university still or if they're transitioning to the workplace. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to this one. I like this mangaka. They do a lot of really wholesome series, so planning to get into this one soon. Next is Sayonara Game, which technically is a one-shot, but it's the first volume in a series of different volumes that have different titles. So Sayonara Game is a one-shot, but then it's immediately followed by Change World, which follows the same characters after the content in this first volume. So I already have Change World Volume 1, so I got Volume 2 and the one-shot that comes before it. And I do already have the couple volumes of the story that comes after Change World, Love Nest, and Love Nest Second. So I think I'm going to wait until Love Nest Second comes out with its second volume release so that I can just do a straight read through of Sayonara Game, the 2 volumes of Change World, the 2 volumes of Love Nest, and then the 2 volumes of Love Nest Restart. There is one more series after Love Nest Restart called Engage, but I don't remember when the release date is for Volume 1 of that one, so I'm not sure if I'm going to wait until that one comes to do my read through, or if I'll read through the end of Love Nest Second and then pause there. But happy to have these ones now. So this series, these multiple series within this world, I'm caught up now on the physical releases, so. And then Escape Journey. Volumes 1 and 3, I do already have Volume 2. And I will just say, I hate the spines. So this is Volume 2. This was a terrible choice to do like neon orange, a pale limeish, neonish green, and then just like a bright yellow. Like, they're so hard to see when they're on the shelf, but you know they are because they're the only ones like this. But I do really like the covers. I think it's kind of cool that the characters in the series are in college, and so it looks like the title just has like highlighter markings through them, and then it matches the color on the cover, which is creative, but then just using the highlighter color for the spine is just, ugh. Was not the best design choice in my opinion. But I really, really like this mangaka's art style. I do have a few other series by them. But like I said, this is a university romance series. This one does have explicit content, as well as the last series, Sayonara Game and Change World, also have explicit content. So these are mature titles. But this one is only 3 volumes, so it is complete now in my collection. So I'm looking forward to doing a read-through of it. I really don't understand how they split this up. Like, volume 1 is like super fat, and then volume 2 is still kind of fat, but a little skinnier. And then volume 3 is just like skinny. So, I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but it's not visually pleasing to look at on my shelf. But looking forward to reading through those 3 volumes. And then the last of my manga is my 5 remaining volumes of Given that I was missing. So volumes 1, 2, and 3, 5, and 7. So in my last 1 haul, or my last 2 hauls maybe, I got volume 4, volume 6, and volume 8. And the series is complete now at volume 9, but I'm not sure yet when the volume 9 release is going to be in English. It just came out in Japan a few months ago, but I'm happy to have this full series now. Before I ordered any of this series, I was contemplating waiting and seeing if maybe by chance they would do a box set or something because of the series being complete with volume 9. But then I was thinking I would like to do a read through of it before the volume 9 release. And the fact that this is a Sublime title, and I don't know if they've done any box set releases before. Haruki, he's so cute. He's my favorite. I absolutely love how colorful these volumes are, the front and back covers, and so I really wish that they could have had more colorful spines, but I won't complain. But this one too has an anime, as well as I believe 2 movies, and there's a 3rd movie that is airing in 2024. So now that I have all the volumes, I'm gonna plan to do a read through soon. I keep saying that and I keep saying soon, but I do have a lot on my plate the next couple months with reads that I'm intending to do. I'm gonna be starting a full reread of One Piece, starting the end of January, and hopefully trying to catch up by the beginning of March, which is Sanji's birthday. So I'm going to be really focusing on One Piece the next month and a half. But then once I get through that read, I'll be really excited to probably then get to my new releases and my rereads of the volumes before, and then into the new content, as well as my read-throughs of Given and Escape Journey. But until I do read them, I'm happy to have all of them and add them to my collection. Okay, and now that I've gone through all of the manga, I have all this merch that I'm going to go through now. So I'm going to scoot this around real quick. So to start out, I have 2 new Nendoroids that I just got that I'm really excited about, which are Link from The Legend of Zelda and Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. So if you've been watching my channel, you'll remember that I did already have Link, but I bought him secondhand and some of his pieces were broken, and it was the regular version, not the deluxe version. So with this release, I was able to get the deluxe version that comes with Epona, as well as his cowl. And I wasn't planning to do an unboxing video of these because I already had Link. And in my brain, I thought that we also had Zelda already, but I'm just now realizing we didn't have Zelda. We were watching for used listings, but they were so expensive. And so we were just thrilled when we heard the re-release was happening. So then we unhauled our Link with the broken pieces and pre-ordered Link's Deluxe, Nendoroid, and then Zelda's. So I was just gonna share these on here and not do an unboxing video because I thought I already had both of them, but I don't know. I guess I'll just I guess I'll record when I open these since they're both unopened still. But yeah, anyways, we're really excited to have these. This is my favorite game is Breath of the Wild, and the newest game from The Legend of Zelda is Tears of the Kingdom, which I do like as well, but I don't know. There was something about Breath of the Wild that was just really special, and I'm still stuck on Breath of the Wild. But really happy to have these two now. And once they're set up, we're going to put them on their horses and put them together on my husband's shelf. But that's so funny. I thought I already had Zelda and wasn't going to do an unboxing, but now it's going to be in this video and an unboxing video. So stay tuned. That will be coming eventually. And then next I have a few items that I got in a care package from a friend. I was not expecting these at all, so I was really surprised when I got this package and really happy with just these thoughtful gifts. So first there were 2 sets of these little magnetic bookmarks. So first, Kosei and Kaori from Your Lie in April, which is a really special series to me. I don't have the manga in my collection, but I love the anime, and it was the first anime my husband and I ever watched. So it'll always be really special. And the way these work is they have magnets inside, so they work as a bookmark going over a page, and then the magnet attaches on each side of the paper. But these are really cute. So these 2 from Your Lie in April. And then Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online, which is another series that I like a lot. Her little braid. And then this is the name of the shop, Happy Hello. Also in that care package was this pin of Dureken from Tokyo Revengers. And I was so surprised. So Mitsuya is my favorite character in Tokyo Revengers, and then my next favorite is Dureken. And I hadn't started collecting any pins for Tokyo Revengers, so this is my first one, and I'm gonna have to check out this pin maker and see if they have a matching one of Mitsuya, because if I got another one, and if I was gonna keep my Tokyo Revengers pin collection small and just maybe two of my favorite characters, I'd like them to match. So I like this one though. I like this angle because it shows his stylish outfit and his tattoo, but this was so thoughtful, and I still need to figure out how I'm gonna put it on display on my shelf. And then the last part of that care package was a few items from Haikyu. So first, this little clear bag. I think it's meant to be like a toiletry bag, but it has Karasuno here on the front, Haikyu on the back. So Haikyu is my favorite sports series, my #1 favorite anime series. It's just so exciting, so wholesome, really motivating. I just really love this series. And this is such a cute little bag. I'm really excited to use it. And then the other Haikyu item is this Atsumu little little plush. Has a little key ring. When I got him out of the little plastic he was in, I couldn't figure out why he felt so firm when he was supposed to be all soft and like a plush. And then I realized it was a little grip thing so he can hold on to things. So cute. But I really wish this line also had an Omi doll that matched so that I could have him and Omi, but Omi doesn't have one, so just Atsumu. Well, just Atsumu for me. But I believe there are like 5 other characters that have these. But since I got him, I've just been putting him on top of my Haikyu volumes, and he was holding on to an Omi charm that was hanging down the front of my volumes, so very cute. But I was really surprised and really grateful for these gifts that were sent to me. My next couple items were orders from artists on Instagram. So one of my favorite One Piece artists, Sanji artists, but just One Piece. I love their art style. I actually have a pin that they designed of Sanji and a print that came with that pin. And so now I have this second print of Sanji. But I follow this artist on Instagram, yoleviii, and some of their fan art is what motivated me to read One Piece, because I had been going back and forth about if I wanted to read it, if I wanted to watch it, because I wasn't sure if I would like the story, if I would like the characters, but because of their art style and just drawing the different characters, I really wanted to meet them after seeing all of their beautiful designs. So I was really happy to get this Sanji print and also some stickers. So Law, and then this is the artist. And Zoro, Ace, and Maid, Sanji, Kitty Maid. And this one is like, not holographic, well maybe holographic, but little designs or little reflective shapes. But love all of these. I'm really happy to have this stuff and looking forward to when they open their shop next. And then from another artist, I got these two. They're the same sticker, but 2 stickers of baby Sanji. He's so precious. This is the artist's business card. And I love that they drew a little Sanji. I love when I buy Sanji stuff and the artist will just like draw a quick Sanji sketch. I wish I had artistic talent, but I do not at all. So I just really admire when people can just do a quick sketch and it's so cute. And then also from them, this sheet of this sheet of thank you stamps. Sanji. He's so cute. And there are some other characters too. And then lastly, I've already started using it, but this roll of washi tape with the same designs as the sheet, the little stamps. So happy to have these ones. And then now I'll go through all the rest of these pins. So just like with the last 2 artists, I put in the timestamps, the name of the artist on either their Instagram or their Twitter. And And so I'll do the same with all of the pins. In the video description on the timestamps, it will say the name of the pin maker that I bought these from. But now that I'm saying that, I'm realizing excluding these first two because these two were pins that I got secondhand. And so I don't know who the pin makers are, but I believe these are both foreign pins. So I was not told who the pin makers were or how they managed to buy these ones. But this first one, I was thrilled when I saw someone selling it on Instagram. And as soon as I saw the listing for this pin, I immediately messaged them and I had to have it. But of course, I had to have this Love of Kill pin with Ringhan Chateau. I love how in the corner it has Love of Kill right here and Koroshi Eye. Ringhan Chateau. But this was so special because I got this in December. I believe it was the beginning of December that I ordered this, and the seller shipped it to me, and it arrived on Ringha's birthday. So it was so special, and that'll be a really special memory. But it was really funny because before I saw this pin for sale on Instagram, I literally, like the days before, had been lamenting that Love of Kill is not popular enough, Ringha is not popular enough, that I will never find a pin for Love of Kill or of Ringha. And so I was shocked when I saw this, and I was so excited and had to have it. So really, really happy to have this one. And then this Toji pin is so cute. A little chibi Toji, and it's in his pose from his look-up figure. I'm trying to get it without a glare. But it's so cute. I was actually planning to get Toji's look-up figure because he didn't have a Nendoroid. And then right after I pre-ordered his look-up figure, his Nendoroid was announced. So I didn't want to have both of them because I like Nendoroids. They're cute and small. And even though his look-up was really cute, look-up figures are bigger than Nendoroids. So I didn't want to have both of them and have them different sizes. So I was really happy to find this pose for Toji so that I could have that pose still from it, because look how cute he is, like holding his little ankles. Ah, it's so cute. So I'm happy to have this one. And again, this was another foreign pin, so I don't know who the pin maker is. And then these next three pins, I got this one. He's so handsome. So again, these are Toji pins. But I love the effects. I'm still pretty new to collecting pins, so I don't know everything there is to know about pins, and I mix up what the effects are called, so there's like glitter. I don't know if that's glitter or if it's like the diamond dust. But I really like this design. He looks so handsome. And there was a whole line of these with Nanami, Toji. I can't remember who else had them, but had to have this one. And then these two. I was so happy to be able to get these. I had missed the pre-order for these pins, and I kept telling myself for months, like I had seen some Toji pins that I wanted, and I told myself, I'm not gonna collect Toji, I'm only gonna collect Sanji. And then I finally was just like, you know what, I'm gonna collect Toji too. And it was the perfect timing because I decided right before these had their in-hand drop, and I was able to get both of the variants. This one had two variants. And even though he's in the same pose, like with his body and his arms, I like that they're pretty different, like with his outfit, but then also like the background. This little worm is around him on this one. I was going to try to choose one of these to keep and then just only keep one of them. But of course, as soon as I had both of them in my hands, I was like, nope, they're both mine. But big thank you to my friend Cadence, who helped me get these because these both sold out like in seconds. And so I went for one, she went for the other, and we were each able to snag one before they sold out. But really happy with these. I have gotten 2 of Sanji's 3 pins by this pin maker and like in this similar design. But I'm really happy that I was able to get these ones. Next, I have a pin that I bought from a friend on Instagram that has a design from Snow White with the red hair. I love this section of the story in the most recent volume when they're at the tea house. I think it's in volume 25, which is the next release for the English volumes in a couple months. I have read ahead in the fan translations. But I love this scene so much, and they're my favorite shoujo couple, Shiryuki and Zen. So as soon as I saw in her stories on Instagram that she was unhauling this pin, I was like, I'll take it. Really happy to have it. And I'm going to try not to collect any more from this series. There are some series that I want to just have one pin or a couple pins just of characters that I like. So like with Wotakoi, I have a few pins. Yona of the Dawn, I have a few pins. And then this one, I don't want to get crazy over pins, but the only ones that I'm going to just let myself go wild over are Sanji pins and Toji pins. For now, at least. I don't really know. We'll see. But now getting into my Sanji pins. This was one of the first Sanji pins that I pre-ordered that I was really, really excited about, and I finally got it. I really love this one. I have the pin maker written out in the timestamp, but the design of this pin was by another favorite One Piece artist of mine, Endjuice. And this is just a really special scene of Sanji from the beginning of the series because the all blue is really special to him. It's something that has really motivated him and is a huge goal for him as he's out on an adventure. But really love this one. Really happy to have it. And this pin has a black and white variant. So I bought this one from the pin maker, and then the artist who designed this pin sells the black and white variants at conventions. So I'm hoping one day I'll be able to attend an anime convention that they're tabling at that I can buy the black and white variant. I just think that would be kind of special. But really happy to have this one now. Another recent one I've gotten was these Sanji booty pins. I'm so happy that I was able to get these. So these had released, I think, a year or 2 ago, and I don't remember how many there were that were made and sold, but they became really highly sought after. So the pin maker decided to do a re-release of them. And of course I had to get Sanji. So this was the gold variant with his blue shirt. In the initial release, there was a gold with his blue shirt, and then also a black nickel with his blue shirt, and I believe a dyed metal that was blue with his blue shirt. And then this time around, they did a pink dyed metal, so I did get that one. And with this release, they also did a special variant that they're releasing this week, so I'm going to try to get that special variant that they just revealed is a pink chrome. And then his shirt is pink, but with like glitter. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to try to get that one too. But so happy I got this. He's so cute. Okay, and then another pin that I got from a friend on Instagram who was unhauling one of her Sanjis. I'm really glad because she had seen my ISO, my In Search Of story, and that I had put Sanji on it, this pin design. And so she messaged me, and asked if I was still looking for him, which I was. So I'm really happy to have this one now. This one had 4 different variants, so a red with his hair all glittery with gold, and then this same one without the glitter in his hair, and then one with a blue background that had glitter in the background, and then one with dyed metal. So I wanted one of the red ones for sure, and so I'm glad that that's the one that she was unhauling. It's so pretty though. I love the design, and it's just, I'm really excited to get it on my Sanji board. And then this next pin is a variant. So I do already have this pin with Sanji in a white suit and red flames, but I also really wanted this purple one. I can't remember offhand how many variants there are. I think there are 8 or maybe 9. But the 2 that I wanted the most were the one I have with the red flames and the white suit, and then this purple one. Oh, it's so pretty, the pearl swirl in the background. And then there's one other variant that I think is going to be really hard to get a hold of. So I'm just going to be content with these 2. And if I happen to see that 3rd one for sale secondhand, I might try to get it. But it's the pink version with pink flames and a pink suit. That one was a really limited release though, so I'll be okay. If I never get it, I can live without it. But then if I do see it, I will I will try to get it. But loving this purple one. The most recent one I've gotten is this Sanji that came with 4 filler pins. Again, huge thank you to my friend Cadence, who helped me get this one. She's such an amazing drop buddy for pin drops because she's so fast. Like, I wouldn't have been able to get Toji without her. She's the one that got this Sanji full set for me because I failed the drop so bad. I fumbled. I didn't see the listing right away, so I kept clicking refresh, and then by the time I realized the listing was up, it was sold out. Like, seriously, Sanji pins are crazy. They sell out in seconds, so I'm so grateful. Cadence, thank you for your help. But this pin is so cute. It has a happy, smiling Sanji, and what's really cool is that this arm actually has a hole in it. And so this is a separate pin that I've put through that hole so that it's like he's holding this rice. And it's really cool because that means the filler pins are interchangeable. So he can be holding this as well as these onigiri and sake. I have his rice in his hand right now because that one's my favorite. Like, I like the way it looks when he's holding it. I'll probably swap it out for this one next. And then also a love letter. He can be holding it out to me. But then it's really cute because it also has his signature on the envelope. Each of the Straw Hats have their own little signature, and his is so cute. His giant J with the swirl like his eyebrow, and then the I at the end with the with the lips. But absolutely loving this pin set. I'm so happy. So this one is the gold with the blue suit, and then there was another variant that was rose gold with a like reddish, I don't know if it was like dark pink or a red suit and a pink shirt. But this is the one that I wanted the most, and so I'm so glad we were able to get it. I wasn't collecting Sanji pins when this one went up for pre-order, so My only hope was to get it in the in-hand drop, and there were only 4 full sets that were available, so these sold out really fast. So really happy to have this. And I'm so excited to get it on my Sanji pin board. Ah. And then my last Sanji pin I got from the same seller that did this Sanji plush. But it's so cute. They have a whole line of different One Piece characters, and it's called Wholesome Pirates because there's a cute little chibi for every character and then a little message that is encouraging and positive. So Sanji's message is, "You are perfect as you are." So, of course, I had to have this one. And then the pin maker was also selling these plush Sanjis. They also had, I believe, Zoro, Luffy, and I think Ace and Sabo. I can't remember offhand now, but he's so cute. I'm really happy with the detail and the stitching for his facial features, like his eyes. And then his little outfit. So cute. I haven't taken him off yet, though. His little belly button. But the clothes are removable. I would probably take his little clothes off. I wish, like, he had some, like, swimming trunks or something, or just a different outfit that I could put on him. But the pants keep, like, slipping down, and I keep just, like, trying to keep them pulled over his bottom, and he's just so cute, but I want to keep his clothes on him. But I love the little detail with the hair, the little bits of hair coming down here in the bottom and then on the sides. For the first week that I had him, he was shedding quite a bit. It's just a type of material, I think, that the fuzzies near the edge can come off, but then they'll kind of stop doing it as they come off. But it's a really nice plush. I am really happy with it. It feels really well made, like all of the stitching, and like there's a seam running along here, and it doesn't feel like delicate, like I don't have to be careful holding it, and I don't feel like it's gonna just break on me, but I don't know, we'll see. But he's so cute, and I'm so happy to have him. It's kind of funny because the head is all big, but his little body is all tiny, and then he has this like huge head. But it's so cute. I'm so happy I got it. And really happy with the quality of the doll as well. But this is everything. I saved up a bunch of stuff and just had not been in the mood to record a video for a while, so I feel like this video is going to be really long, so big thank you if you stuck around to the end. Hope you enjoyed seeing all my latest pickups, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.